It's all porcelain. We make it all.
Now, how do you make it? Do you have molds or?
They're thrown on a wheel or they're drape molded. I roll these out with a rolling pin, slab roller, and roll them out with rollers and shape them and trim them, and then he does all the drawing on them.
I'm amazed. If people want to come up and visit you and see your products, when is the best time?
Well, we are open daily from 11 to 5.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Enjoy it. We got quite the crowd here. I'm here with author Paul Leone. I got to meet you a few years ago at Chautauqua.
We had the judge there.
Yep.
Yeah. We had Judge Gerasi, and who else did we have? We had Russ Dietrich. Well, it was a little gathering for the kids to interview their it was nice. Kids like.
Now, have you written all these books?
These are all books that have some connection with a local connection with local history. I haven't written all of them. The books that I have written, all except one, are here. There's one that is out of print.
Oh, really?
And all the rest of the books that I have written are here.
So it seems every time I pick up a historic book, I see that name on it.
Well, I'm having a very good time with the latest one. This one received a lot of coverage when it came out, called The Gospel Truth, the sort of mock history of Bustye, town of Bustye. So I've been getting a lot of good publicity on that and coverage, and everybody's been having a good time with it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming by.
Hi, I'm with author Dottie Levine here, and she's got a new book out that I have not seen yet.
It's called Along Chautauqua Lake, and it's done by my cousin Karen Livesey and myself. Karen is more of the historian and the writer of the book. I provided the postcards. And it's the postcard history along Chautauqua Lake, up the west side, down the east side, from the late 1890s to a couple in the 1920s.
I got a question now. When you're collecting postcards, how do you get a copyright to them?
Copyright is no longer needed for these. The copyright is expired on these, so we can use them and publish them at will.
How many years does it have to be? Is there a certain amount of years on a postcard?
There is, but I'm going to be honest, sir, I don't know exactly how many years that is.
Okay.
But we know that they are out of copyright.
So now your book just coming out now, it says new?
It came out in June of last year.
Okay, and where can we get it around Chautauqua County?
It's in many of the bookstores around Chautauqua County. It's at Walden's, it's at U.S. News. A lot of the local shops have it around, or for myself.
And it's postcards?
It's postcards. Yep, postcards all the way around the lake.
Good morning, everybody. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
So it's a great privilege for me to introduce your assemblyman, my assemblyman, and my friend, Andy Goodell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, and please join me in extending my appreciation and our appreciation to Jack Menzer, who served 2 years as our county executive and did an incredible job. Thank you, Jack. And when you look back on the history of our county, think about the number of people that have come out of this county and the incredible impact they've made. We've had, obviously, congressmen, senators, governors. We've had the Supreme Court judge, Lucille Ball, of course, who added friendship and fun for everybody for decades. The very first mayor of the city of Washington, D.C. was a graduate from Jamestown High School. This county, a small county in western New York, has had an impact all across the world. That's in the first 200 years, and I expect the same level of greatness coming out of Chautauqua County for the next 200 years. I want to give a special proclamation, a special recognition to the first two towns in Chautauqua County, and I'm honored and pleased that we have here Don Sager, the current town supervisor. And Don, you walked in just in time, the current town supervisor for Chautauqua coming up. And this says, Don, you couldn't have timed it better. It says, it's a citation issued by the New York State Assembly congratulating the town of Chautauqua and the town of Pomfret for their significant role in the history of Chautauqua County, 200 years of progress in Chautauqua County as an organized county, leading off with the town of Chautauqua and the town of Pomfret. Congratulations, gentlemen, for your role in history, and look forward to great things in the future.
That's what I'm here to talk to you about today, is what is living history? Living history, ladies and gentlemen, is a chance for you to see history recreated before your eyes. History is a chance for individuals to delve into the lives of our ancestors and kind of recreate a window of time. And on August 13th and 14th at the Chautauqua Suites, during the History Fair, which is our huge bicentennial celebration that we will have in summer, we are going to have a living history encampment that'll showcase the different time periods that you can come see how individuals lived in the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s. So please come over and visit us and ask us any kind of questions if you'd like to. The Cummins family is over there to talk to you about Civil War life and the Civil War soldier. And my wife and I are back here to talk to you about the colonial life in Chautauqua County. And we'll be happy to answer any questions that we have. And make sure you stop over and see Mr. Langworthy as well. And he will be able to answer any kind of questions regarding the Civil War era to you. So again, welcome to this wonderful day and this wonderful occasion, and I hope we have a great bicentennial year. Thank you.
Hi everybody. Isn't this a great celebration? I am so pleased to see so many people turn out to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the formation of not just one but two towns. And as you know, we've been celebrating the Bicentennial of Chautauqua County all year long, and this is just one occasion in many. But I want to say to you, thank you so much for showing your support, coming out today, and I'm glad that the sun is out also. I do want to have representatives from the town of Pomfret and the town of Chautauqua to come up, if I could. And the reason why is that on April 5th of this year in the New York State Senate, we had two very important resolutions that were voted on unanimously, and I'd like to present these now. In order to get one of these resolutions passed in your honor, you have to do something pretty special. And of course, a 200th birthday is pretty special. So the entire Senate voted to support this, and these resolutions become a part of the permanent state record. So that means that you can look them up now, that you can look them up in the future, your children or your grandchildren can also look them up. And it says that we celebrate the history of Chautauqua County, we celebrate the goodness of our communities, and I have to tell you that I travel all over New York State for my job, and every time I come home I'm very grateful, but I'm most grateful because I believe with all my heart that I represent the best part of New York State, right? We have the best people, we have the best communities, and you're the ones that make that happen. So I'm so grateful for all that you do, and it's my honor and my privilege now to present these resolutions to Don Emhart and Don Stager, the two Dons. Let's give the Dons a hand.
Hi, I'm Randy from Access Channel 5. I've been getting the history of Sherman Historical Society. You work with the society, correct?
I have just recently been elected as president of the Historical Society, yes.
And I was telling the gentleman I was talking to that it's about a year ago. I was walking around Sherman just taking pictures, and I saw your historic buildings.
Yes.
But I was off it was closed at the time. So how many buildings do you have there?
We have 6 buildings in the buggy shed.
And I've heard that they're not replicas either.
They're originals.
They're originals.
They're all originals moved from one place or the other, some within the village, some outside of the village. The Nettle Hill School came from the crossroads between where you go to Westfield and Ripley.
Okay.
It's set there at the foot of the hill. And it was moved by the Yorker Association, which was an organization at the school. It was started in 1947 by a history teacher at the school with the help of 5 girls. They started this Yorker organization, which is a state organization at the time. And she had the insight to realize that this was going to grow. And this organization, when I was a member of it, grew to be 250 students at Sherman Central School that were part of it. And it grew like that. It stayed like that for a number of years. And we went all over the state to see things. We had competition with other Yorker clubs. We brought home a lot of recognitions for our hard work for the buildings that had been put on that property and restored. And they're all filled with artifacts of the time.
When is your opening? When are you open?
We are starting, we open up on Memorial Day through Labor Day, Saturday, Sundays, and Mondays from 11 o'clock till 4.
Okay.
But we also, on the gate to the museum, there is a board with names and telephone numbers on it. And if somebody should come through that just can't get there when we're open, if they'll call one of those numbers, we will go and open it up so people can go in. We're that proud of our museums that we want people to see them.
Now, what's the cost to get in there? $5, $10?
I wish that were the case, but it's by donation. All these organizations need lots of help, and either if you can't physically help us, you know, what you can donate really is appreciated, and we'd like to put Sherman on the map because of our Yorker museums. It's a great little town. I've lived there basically all of my life, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoy this crowd. I mean, now we got music.
Yes, wonderful.
Thank you. What's not right here, Jeff? And I'm here with Tim Cummings. I'm looking at some guns, but they look pretty old. Look at this money here. That is sort of different. Tim, I'd like you to tell about your group, your cavalry group.
Oh, sure. We're the 9th New York Volunteer Cavalry, Company F. And Company F was from the town of Bustye. And our regiment was formed in 1861, in the fall of 1861, September and October, after President Lincoln made a call for volunteers after Fort Sumter was fired upon the previous April. They went into camp at Camp Seward in Westfield, which was named after President Lincoln's the Secretary of State, William H. Seward. And they had 1,900